Ladies and gentlemen, step right into the glittering chaos of daytime television's most notorious arena, where the ABC studio in New York hums with electric anticipation on this balmy October afternoon in 2025, the air thick with the scent of fresh coffee and hairspray as the audience. A vibrant tapestry of soccer moms, aspiring influencers, and loyal View devotees clutching their reusable tumblers, settles into seats that promise front-row drama. Enter Cameron Diaz, the ageless wonder of Hollywood, striding onto the set like a breath of fresh California air. Her sun-kissed blonde wave cascading over a chic white linen blouse paired with high-waisted jeans that scream effortless cool, her megawatt smile lighting up the room as she waves to the roaring crowd, that signature laugh bubbling up like champagne. At 53, she's back in the spotlight after a 5-year hiatus from the screen, trading red carpets for family adventures in Miami with her husband Benji Madden and their 3-year-old daughter Radix. But today she's here to hype her triumphant return, back in action, a high-octane Netflix spy comedy where she reprises her role as super spy Natalie from the Charlie's Angels franchise, kicking but alongside Jamie Foxx in a globe-trotting romp filled with gadgets, gags, and girl power. The co-hosts, a powerhouse quintet of wit and wisdom, greet her with open arms. Whoopi Goldberg at the helm, her infectious energy anchoring the table. Sunny Hostin, the poised legal mind with pearls and precision. Sarah Haynes, the relatable blonde bombshell, diffusing tension with humor. Alyssa Farah Griffin, the sharp conservative commentator adding bipartisan bite. And Joy Behar, the 83-year-old firecracker with her signature bob and Brooklyn bravado, known for her unfiltered zingers that can charm or char. As the commercial break fades and the hot lights snap back on, the studio pulses with renewed vigor. The audience's whispers a low symphony of speculation, their eyes darting between Cameron's composed facade and Joy's impish smirk, the table a battlefield disguised as a brunch spot, laden with half-eaten muffins and steaming mugs that no one touches anymore. Cameron, ever the pro, launches into a clip from Back in Action, the screen erupting in laughter as her character dodges lasers in a Paris boutique turned war zone, quipping, "Who needs therapy when you've got thermite?" The panel claps enthusiastically, Whoopi booming, "That's gold, Cam. Reminds me of my ghost days, but with more heels." Sarah follows up bubbly, "The chemistry with Jamie Foxx, chef's kiss. Any off-screen pranks?" Spiel. Cameron grins, recounting how Fox rigged her trailer with fake snakes, turning her into a shrieking mess that ended in a rooftop karaoke duel under the stars. Benji joining via FaceTime for backup vocals, the story painting a vivid portrait of camaraderie that warms the room. But Joy, undeterred, swivels in her seat, her voice dripping honeyed vinegar. Karaoke? Charming, but Cameron, let's address the elephant in the stilettos. Your hiatus. You bailed when Me Too was raging, when women were naming names. Were you too busy blending kale to back the sisters? Or is that organic life a filter for the fight? The question hangs like smoke, the audience inhaling sharply. Cameron's posture stiffens, her laugh a touch too bright. Joy, I backed quietly, donated to funds, amplified voices on my platforms. Visibility isn't the only valor. Sometimes it's the vote with your wallet. Sunny nods supportively. Absolutely. Cameron's produced docs on consent, mentored young talent. Quiet doesn't mean complicit. Yet Joy presses, her Brooklyn twang sharpening like a knife on whetstone. Quiet? In Hollywood? That's code for coasting on Charlie's Angels cash while the rest grind. The storm gathers force now. Thunder in the timbre of raised voices as the argument breaches the levee of civility. The studio's fluorescent glow casting long shadows across faces flushed with fervor. The audience a captive chorus gasping at each salvo, their energy feeding the frenzy like oxygen to flames. Joy, emboldened by applause pockets, gestures wildly, her rings catching light like sparks. Allyship? Cameron, your quiet is luxury. Try being a working-class Italian girl clawing comedy clubs in the 70s. No net, no Netflix safety. You opt out, we opt in. Cameron rises slightly from her seat, her athletic frame taut as a bowstring, voice laced with Georgia grit beneath the Cali cool. Opt out? That's erasure, Joy. I opted into motherhood, into healing, while funding scholarships for girls like you once were. Dismissing that as dodge? That's privilege blind to progress. The panel freezes in tableau. Whoopi mouthing whoa, Sarah wide-eyed, Sunny scribbling notes as if for court, Alyssa nodding empathetically, but Joy barrels on. Progress? Your spy flicks got more explosions than empowerment. Diverse cast? Token Tuesday. I've called out Oscars so white since before it trended. Where was Cam Diaz? The accusation stings, eliciting a collective inhale. Cameron's retort crackles. Tokens? Low blow. My angels were groundbreaking. Women leading, not sidelined. I've produced POC stories, advocated for inclusive crews. Forced into fleeting reprieve by a hastily called break. The studio exhales collectively, but the residue lingers like gunpowder haze, producers buzzing in earpieces, keep it rolling, gold mine. As Cameron retreats backstage, her publicist a whirlwind of whispers. Deep breaths, Cam. You're slaying, spin strong, while she splashes water on her face, staring into the mirror at eyes stormy with resolve, replaying Joy's jabs like echoes in a canyon, questioning the cost of candor on borrowed time. On set, the co-hosts huddle, Whoopi fanning with a fan mail envelope. Few sisters dial it back. Joy waves dismissively. Nah, truce tonic. Stirs the stew. Sunny concurs pensively. Sarah jokes nervously. Next guest a puppy. Alyssa strategizes, frame as fierce feminism. When Cameron reemerges, applause crashes like waves, sympathetic swells carrying her back, her stride sure, chin lifted like a warrior queen, but armor etched with fresh nicks. The facade fractures fast. Sarah tosses a softball. Cameron, fave view memory? Cameron obliges warmly. That bad teacher roast? Y'all had me in stitches. Laughter laps, but Joy torpedoes, stitches? Like the ones from your silence on Roe? Wellness warrior, where was the war cry? Cameron's fork drops audibly. Fork in the road of restraint snapped. Roe? A march donated, voted, my voice in votes, not vitriol. Apex assaults, as finale phrase, the atmosphere amniotic with agitation. Every inhale heavy, the audience an amphitheater of agitation. Breaths bated, as if birthing a blockbuster from banter's womb. Lights lowering like eyelids heavy with import. Cameron, voice velvet over vanadium, revisits film's feminist fire. Natalie's not just ninja. She's nurturer, navigating nonsense with nerve, much like us mamas masking mayhem. Joy jeers jaggedly. Nerve? Or nerve-wracking nap time? Your spies sanitize struggle. Real resilience roars, doesn't retreat to retreats. The taunt tips the teeter. Cameron catapulting from chair, clatter cascading like Calamy's call. Retreat? This Inquisition's indictment. Joy, not insight. I've ingested your icon status. But this theater? Trial by tabloid. Studio stunned silent. Then surges sonic. Shouts shattering stasis. Whoopi wailing whoa whoa. Sarah scrambling skyward. Hands heavenward, timeout team. Sunny sues for sanity. Solidarity, sisters. Alyssa affirms, authentic anger advances. Feudal filibusters. The tempest tears on. Inches intimate as intimacies inflict. Cameron confessing career crossroads. Craving control post-Shrek spotlight. Joy journaling jabs from journeyman days. Jettison for juniors. Your yoga's yoke-free? Try yapping for youth. Joy jabs. Youth? Your youth quakes, quake the quay. Cameron quips quartered. Audience anarchy. Factions fomenting. Cam strong, clanging Joy's jam. Melee mirroring mob scenes from Cameron's canon. Joy jettisons joviality. Flee to family facade. Fame's facade fractures first. Cameron crests. Crestfallen, yet cresting. Fractures? This farce fractures fellowship. Enough. I'm out, owning my orbit. She seizes satchel, sashaying stage ward. Silhouette stark against spotlights. Crowd, cleaving corridors. Cries cascading stay superstar. Joy's parting shot pierces. Orbit, orbiting oblivion, proves point. Door detonates decibel deep, slamming seismic, reverberating like Requiem's ring.